Hey world builders, welcome back to Build Together. This is day 176. Today's prompt is describe the government of a specific city or nation where power is highly imbalanced. So I've continued on with finally fleshing out the Jalar Confederation, and I wrote about the Jalar Union, which is sort of the governing body that is made up by the representatives who live in the commune building we talked about yesterday. The Jalar Union is made up of four states representatives, and those states are Northern Kotki, Southern Kotki, Duzi, and Alaptani. Now, Northern and Southern Kaki used to be one nation, and they split into their individual states, like city-states, a long time ago before they were sort of conglomerated later in the Jalar Confederation. And now they sort of have very different ideals and different cultures and remained different and distinct from one another. Now, Northern Kotki fields 32 representatives, and they tend to put forward a lot of like things like decreases in trade regulations, especially along the Ocean Way, which I've talked about before, because they have the only port town in the nation. And so if they can push forward less regulation on sea-based trade, they profit from it. Southern Kotki has a huge amount of landmass, but it's the majority of the landmass that was damaged and is still like pockmarked with scars from the Maida War, even centuries later, and they've never really truly recovered from this. For all the land that they have a dwindling population that struggles to like honestly repair and maintain all the infrastructure that like is needed for day-to-day life, especially because they don't have a very fantastic economy in their area, which none of these other states really do except for Alaptani. And so Katki is pushing, in conjunction with Duzi, which we'll talk about in a second, a lot of humanitarian aid, welfare and growth incentivizing systems, and other things like that when it comes to like budget restrictions and ideas. Now, Duzi, smallest portion of land, and ever since there was a recent overturning of their powerful monopoly on baking, because they are heavily a Gnomish population, they've been really, really struggling. And then, as of like only a couple of decades ago, they have begun to work together with South Katki. Now, Duzi only fields 23 representatives. They're their smallest by far. Alaptani is the one who controls the most. They have 49 representatives. They have an immense amount of power because they're in possession of the worker chalk mines, which are a huge commodity. Nobody else has found mines that hold abundant reserves of chalk like this that are needed by literally anyone who wants to do meta work. And their representatives have so much money that they control pretty much every other state's party. Describe the government of a specific city or nation in your world where power is highly imbalanced. Thanks for building together.